Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this graphic. It could almost be traced, but it's going to be really easy to draw. When I look at things like this, I don't look at the other part. I'm just looking at this first part. And to me, it looks like an elongated oval. Now, I might not be able to reproduce it exactly, but let's take a rectangle, and then let's round off the corners with our corner edited ratio locked. I'm going to make that circle. Now I'm going to go ahead and rotate it 90 degrees because I'm going to work on this part right here. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 5 lines. So I'm going to select, I've already done this, so I'm a little bit ahead of the game. I'm going to go to Object, Contour, and I'm going to contour 5 times 1.5 inches. I could actually probably go a little bit thicker because I made my box bigger. Let's make it 0.175. And that's personal preference. Now immediately go to Object and break the curve or contour apart, and go ahead and go to Object and group it together for just a second. Now we've got a line here. So let's take a 2-point line, and I'm going to rotate it a negative 45 degrees. Now I want to place it where there's no curvature, before the curve starts, because I want a straight line. So I'm just going to place it down in here because I don't want any cursor there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take another 2-point line and just kind of cut it off and hit P. Oh man, I'm not working in the center of the page. I want to work in the center of the page. And let's just do this. Let's hit P, put it in the center of the page. And that'll really work because this is still much pretty in the same spot. Now what I want to do is group this together because I want to be able to move it out of the way in a minute. And then I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool, set on black, and I'm going to go every other line. Now it does not get us this hidden part. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to leave that there for a second, but I'm going to group these together, and I'm going to rotate it from right there. So I'm going to Control D to duplicate it, double click on the rotation and move it to there. I want that node, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Now you see we've got some parts that are overlapping, so we're going to take this part and left click, right click, and now I'm going to fill it in again. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. See, that gives me a stopping point. So now I can delete this. I'm going to group this together, Control G, Control D to duplicate it, double click on the rotation and move it to that spot. On this case, I didn't have to work in the center of the page. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Now you see we got some extra parts there, but we can delete them. So we're going to grab it again, Control D, and rotate it 180 degrees, Control D. Now we've done it. Now, since this is a group, I can delete all that. Now I got some extra lines, but I can take what I'm going to have to do is probably ungroup it. Go up to Object, Group, and Ungroup. And I'm going to take those lines away. So click off of it, click your line, delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it. I think I'm pretty close. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I don't know that so it's a little bit thicker in the drawing, so I could have contoured a little bit more. I just wanted them to get the idea. Let's actually match that color, put a box around it, and we're going to take the Smart Fill tool. Well, you know what? Yeah, the Smart Fill tools work because it'll get in all the parts. And I'm going to get the eyedropper tool from the Smart Fill tool, get a sample of that and fill it in. I'm going to take away the outline. And with the exception of these lines are thicker, but I could have contoured a little bit more or started out smaller, but you can see that there's no parts that are really missing. Anyway, I hope that helped them, and thank you for watching.